Right. Hello. I have arrived. Sorry for the delay. Yeah. Luckily, it's just a small number to start with. Yeah. Sorry for the slight delay in starting. I'm normally here a bit earlier, but busy setting things up. The zoo was chaos when I arrived, and I've just had to box everyone up and put them into storage so that we can actually build freely today. So there's no animals in here at the moment, but we are going to be uh, putting some in at some point in today's stream. So we're going to play 2 hours of Planet Zoo, then we're going to move on, wind down, chill out with some Terra Nil. If enough people want to, I will show you a little preview of the Prehistoric Kingdom build that I've worked on this week. That is finished and ready to go. But yes, let's just yeah. How are we all? Those of you who are joining us. That reminds me. I'm just going to before we begin, let me just quickly try and rally the troops. Right, yes, okay, so we are going to be doing a grizzly bear habitat today. It's going to be two grizzly bear habitats actually, and they're going to be in a couple of different places. So I'm going to kind of talk you through where they're going to be, and then we're just going to start building. I'm not going to do a load of rock work this week. We're going to be doing some barriers and stuff, getting those set up. Yeah, and then once that's all done, I'll do the rock work off cam, and you can see as part of the speed build. That's going to be on at the weekend. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let's just dive in, and we'll start building some stuff. I've just I'm still kind of working out Discord and everything, really, for like running your own Discord rather than actually just being part of one. So yeah, anyway, right, so grizzly bears. So we're going to have a nice habitat here. So the spectacle caiman habitat was here, and the guests kind of could walk all the way up here, and this would take them around this little looping pathway up onto this viewing area. They're going to be able to see right into our grizzly bear habitat. And then up top here, as they're walking across, there's going to be grizzly bears on this side as well. So they're going to be able to see plenty of stuff. And then it comes down here, obviously, and on the other side here, just before our wetlands area, guests will then be able to access our mountain biome from that direction as well. So we've got quite a lot to cover, I guess, but I'm going to start by designing some nice, simple barriers that kind of resemble something a bit more North American. And yeah, because we're kind of going to go with a slightly taiga / tundra temperate biome for our mountain region, which is going to kind of restrict the amount of animals we can have in here. But as it's quite a small region anyway, it's probably not going to be too much of an issue. So for our grizzlies, I was thinking of having a bit more of a solid structure in terms of our fences and things. So rather than actually using rocks as our barriers this time, we're going to put in some proper fences. So there's going to be some basic mesh work being done today, and that's what I'm going to start with. So to begin with, I just want to grab just to give me something to work with to start us off. We're going to go and grab just a normal wall piece here. We'll take the bamboo wall because it's going to separate things enough, really. So this will eventually be removed. It's not something that I'm going to be working on, and it's not actually part of the habitat. But if I just move this, get it reset to the world axis, there we go. Now I know that this is the area that I'm going to be building on, and it's going to make things a lot easier because I've been having a lot of issues in terms of things drifting slightly. Now, if we can find a content pack, maybe North America pack. We don't actually have anything. Yes, okay, so the North America pack doesn't have anything really that comes with it. It's a shame we can't sort things by like continent based properties, so like where you would get the build materials that would be traditionally used in this area. Because obviously we've got the African columns and stuff, so you know where they come from. But in terms of your North America, I think it's New World, actually. Let me have a quick look at New World. If we change the theme to New World, Right, this should give us something to play around with. But I do want wood. I want like a wooden mesh kind of... See, I really like these scenery walls, and if I could incorporate them into it in some way, shape or form like we did with the... down in the... Was it the bison habitat? Yeah. If we could use these in a certain way, that would make them work as a nice like barrier. I think that would be a good idea. Or using these as well. But they're kind of more statement pieces than anything else. You would have them to kind of indicate a certain part of a habitat rather than building the walls around your entire habitat with them. So we're probably not going to go with that. I don't want to use the steel girders or anything. I'd prefer a wood. So we're going to find a material. We'll go with wood. And let's see if we can find some nice pillars to begin this with. I'm going to try not to use the... oh, God. You know the one. The snowy one. The Arctic wood ones. Because I always use them. So we're going to use something a bit different for this. Let me have a quick scout through and see if I can pick anything up. We could always go with the Indonesian timber because that would have some sort of synergy with where we've just come from. So that's definitely one. So I'm just going to grab the thick beam here and put that in so that I've got that as a reference. But then the other stuff is like the log walls. I think they're a little bit too basic, really. So I'm not going to go with them. We've got these North African painted wood beams, but they're quite thin, so they're not going to work. Then there's the standard Planet Zoo stuff, and then these Planet Zoo logs that are really thick, but I think they're too chunky for what I'm looking for. The round ones here that are just from the base game could also work. But I think at the moment, just using that Indonesian wood might be the better idea because it gives us what we're looking for in terms of synergizing with the other builds that we've kind of moved away from. Or we could use the Twilight Pack stuff, actually. They're very similar. So I think we'll go with the Twilight because that gives us a little bit of a difference in things, but also gives you that little nod to where we have previously been. So we'll use the Twilight wooden beams here. And I just want to make sure that they are set properly. So we'll just reset their rotation. And then that should stop them sliding either way when I'm trying to build with them. So if we just move this one across, we'll sink it all the way down into the ground, and maybe we'll just swap it to the 4-meter high one. Because we don't want our grizzlies getting away and escaping. Right, that will do. I also believe that I have the random rotation still turned on, so we're going to need to turn that off. And yeah, that's looking good. Now we'll duplicate an advanced move, bring this one all the way across, and that gives us our... Where are we? There we go. Right, that's in. We'll remove this, and then we should be able to use the Twilight Door framing as like an extra piece of bracing and things going all the way across. Let's find some mesh to put in here. I'll go with the standard mesh fence panel, and if we position snap it, it should. There we go. Move that around, and then get it around about the halfway mark. Pull it into place. Okay, now that's in. I think we need something for a base, so we'll just duplicate our Twilight Portcullis beam. There we go. We'll use a 2-meter one because this is quite a tall fence here. And if we just rotate that around enough and then bring it up a little bit more, I think that works. And then we can move this one across to give it a little bit more bracing on there. Very basic, but that's okay. That's all I'm looking for. And we could actually use, rather than using the more wood, we'll use the metal banding here to create a little bit more structure to the whole thing. And the metal banding should run directly across, and it should be thick enough to intersect the mesh without the mesh poking through on either side. Yes, that's what we want. So we'll bring this all the way across, this metal band. And then what we'll do is we'll sink it down so that it's kind of on the level with the braces that we've put in there, the wooden structure there. That works. And then we'll bring it all the way up to the top, because on the top we're going to have a little bit of an overhang on our fence. And then I think we'll put like a little third banding on there as well. And then down the bottom, let's just duplicate this wooden section so that there's some framework on the bottom, and then actually we'll bring it all the way up to the top as well. And I'm just going to move this second now. This is where we get a real problem. Because we've sunk that twilight piece in so well, every time we try to click on our twilight brace... Oh, we got it. So I'm going to bring the twilight portcullis bracing all the way up so that it's sunk into the wooden piece there. And we'll confirm that, grab both of them, and then sink them both down. Like that. Okay, so it's very, very basic fence. There's nothing too out there about it, but we do need to make sure that there's plenty of bracing on there, so maybe we should pull this around as well and fit that in so that we have a nice bit of stability on either side. It's not going to matter too much when we actually start putting it all into position, because this is going to be a complete fence piece. It's not just going to be one little piece on its own. There's going to be more to it when we actually start moving it around. I'm going to just grab this one instead, and we'll rotate these individually because they don't seem to be playing ball at the moment. There we go, that's better. Yeah, that works. And then we'll do the same with this one. Now, on the top here, I want to make a little bit of an overhang. So we should probably grab the wooden piece at the top here, or we'll duplicate this portcullis beam. And it's just going to be a 1 meter bit of wood that's going to stick out the top here on an angle. Like that. So it's effectively, that's going to be on the inside of the habitat. And we'll just rotate this a little bit further and just add a little bit more height to it, and then pull that all the way across to give us that final edge. Then we'll grab this one, pull that up, and actually I'm gonna just put one beam there, and we'll put another beam on the top to finish it off, so it's got an almost step-like sequence to it. And then rather than running any more mesh through that, we'll put like maybe like a little trim on the top of it, so it's almost looking a bit like barbed wire or something. So let's have a look at what trims we've got available to us. Or just some sort of spike trim to prevent our bears from us. Not that they'll be able to climb this, I mean. So that's not really giving us anything. Let's have a look at the Twilight pack though, see if that's got anything of use. Because I'm sure I remember seeing some little spiny bits from the Twilight pack. So we've got these, wow, they're huge fence posts. I've not seen these actually. Could have used them. If they were a bit smaller, if we could make them really small, that's exactly what I'm looking for, that kind of tooth-like look. And the fence has it as well, but it's way too big for what I'm wanting. I need something a bit like this, but smaller, because they look terrible just sticking out like that. The metal banding, we could just layer the metal banding along the top like that, so that it looks braced. But again, I would prefer to have something with a bit more structure to it, some sort of spike. Like this isn't going to cut it either. What about, I mean, we can always just go with wood. There's some perfect like pointy wooden trims already available. Unless we stick some of these lantern chains, if they can go in deep enough without poking through the bottom, that'll kind of... No, pokes through the bottom. Exactly what I don't want to happen. Yeah, right, that doesn't work. Unless, what about these door hinges? They're huge. The door locks. Can we just kind of jimmy them a little bit? The handles. Oh, wait, this could work. What if we actually just have these sticking out the top like that? I think that looks good. And if we sink it down just so that it's not sticking out the bottom, it gives us a bit like a kind of ringlet. And we run this all the way along. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's a decent, almost what I was going for. And that pretty much gets right to the edge, which is what I was hoping it would do. And we just need to tidy it all up a little bit. I feel like there's certain bits where it's sticking out where it shouldn't be, and like this side needs to come in a little bit more so that the beams are sticking out on either side. Like that, that works. And then we're going to need to bring in the mesh. And just make sure it's not... Okay, this is where we start getting issues. It's like sticking out of both sides. And no matter what we do, we're going to get some excess fence work there coming out. So can we afford to move this part of the structure along a little bit? Not really. Alright, well, we'll take everything back, and then I guess all we can do is add in some of the thicker 1 meter posts just to finish it all off. Like this wooden beam here, if we just bring it out. Now my only concern now is that that's going to start giving us some clipping. Just delete that a second, because I want to duplicate it. Pull it out. Yeah, that works. And then we'll do the same here. And it just needs to come out a little touch. There we go. And then the same again with that bottom bit. Like that. Right, that's pretty decent. I don't think it's not amazing, but again, this is just a kind of preventative measure. I think I would like it to be a bit smaller, to be honest. So what I might do is I might move these bottom pieces up we can pull them up to here. And then sink the whole structure into the ground like that. I think that's much better. Because then we don't even actually need these interior braces. I might keep them in for an aesthetic touch though. Nah, we'll take them out. Okay, now we can actually just move this into position. Which at the moment is going to be around about here. This is where it's all going to kind of start. What I would like though is to have a... Hello Georgia, welcome to the stream. You haven't missed much. I've been faffing on trying to build a fence and that's about it. I think what I might do is bring in the grizzlies so we can see what their actual area is at the moment, and then I can build around that. Because what I would really like to happen is for our grizzlies to be able to come right up to the end of this habitat and almost look down over the spectacled caiman. But we would need to make sure that they can't climb over and do stuff to get into this habitat. There's actually 2 grizzly habitats going to be done today. Well, not today. We're not going to do that much work. 2. So we're going to have one here and one on the top there. And you can kind of see where everything's starting to blend together now. If you've been following this for quite a while. Let's bring in the grizzlies. I'm going to bring in the first 2 into this habitat to start with. They will most likely escape, so we do need to be aware of that. We just want location and trade center, and it has to be... Oh wait, hang on. I've not put them into the zoo at all yet, so they are somewhere around here. Grizzly. Right, we'll bring in John and Maya. Shout out to the parks I managed to get these from to begin with. Right, let's wait for these to get dropped off. Oh, it's raining. Fantastic. How you doing, Georgia? And here comes our bear. One of them anyway. Now they're probably going to escape straight away. Why have they run up from all the way over there? There's a trade center in that area. Yeah, okay, come on, Grizzly, don't escape yet. I need both of you in. We're just going to move you over here. And by the time you've come out of your box, the other one should be getting unboxed. There we go. Right, now we've got both our grizzlies in. The weather's disgusting here, so... Oh, I'm glad the exam went well, Georgia. That's good to hear. And at least it's over now. That's the good thing. Right, let's have a look. Traversable area. So the grizzlies can escape this way, but is that just because I've set the barrier up here? And is it going to be possible for me to just adjust the barrier? Because what I'll then do, I've got my fence ready to go. I can put the fence in, like, here. So that area's closed off. Guests will then have this little area as a view. And if we can pull this all the way over here... So we're kind of creating a... Haters! You're all coming. Ooh, a gin. Very nice. What's your gin of choice, Georgia? I've actually got some wine. I might have some wine. What are YouTube's rules on drinking on stream? I don't know what they are. Whenever anyone else is drinking, I kind of want Yeah. Could you tell it was a really rushed Discord message as well? Because I started the stream and I was like, hey, I better post this in the Discord as well. Right, we're just going to hit play on this and wait for it to adjust and see if our bears can actually get down. Because we don't want them to be able to get down into the spectacled caiman habitat. So we need to prevent them from escaping, which might be a simple case of just increasing the height of these rocks that we've got in here. In fact, I've just realised, where is the barrier for our spectacled caiman habitat? It's down here. I wonder if we can just have them join each other. I don't think we can. Just some barrier confusion going on here. I'm just trying to get everything working perfectly. So we do that. Now then. Pink gin and lemonade. Very nice. Very good choice. I should just use the everyone tag in Discord so that you all get immediately informed. But I even forgot to pre-program the stream. So right, before this bear escapes, I'm just gonna move them. There's no the bears at the moment are the only two animals that are in here because I have put all of my animals into storage temporarily so that I can build freely, and then I'm going to be sorting them out. So I'm going to set up a new franchise zoo that's just going to have some really basic habitats in so that I can just get a handle on things and prepare properly for the management stream. Right, okay, well this is really good. We now don't need a barrier at all on this entire side of the structure. So that gives me a lot more stuff that I can work on right now. Starting with putting in this basic fence over here. And I think I'll have it go like that instead of... Yeah, I need to get that set up, Andy. Thank you for reminding me. I haven't put a lot of time into the Discord for quite a while, so I'm going to have to just knuckle down and do a bit of work on that. Sorting out all of the roles and permissions and things so that I can properly ping people and inform people. And then we can maybe set it up so that more people can join it. Because at the moment, it's a little bit... It's a little bit bare. Speaking of bear, grizzlies, yeah. That was a terrible joke. Absolutely terrible. Hey, I'll give you one. You can have the admin role. Honestly. Just don't kick me from my own Discord. Hi Ian, how you doing? Right, I'm not going to put that fence post there because we can do something a bit more creative with that. Now, these bears are trying to make a run for it through here, which is where our staff area is going to be. So I think that's probably my next step. And what I'll be doing with that is we'll make a bit of a rock face, and then very much like I did in Northlands, whenever I put this overview on, I look really... There we go. Looks like I'm on a bloody sunbed. Yes, you're all going to get celebratory roles as the OG Discord crew who helped me test it out, so that will be happening. I'll definitely sort something out for that. Right, okay. So, now that we don't actually need to do anything in terms of sorting out this area. Good stuff, Ian. I can actually start working on the facade at the front. Now, this is going to be we're going to do some rock work. Don't you worry. I'm going to try not to do too much of it because it's incredibly frustrating. So, let's quickly get some stuff. Now, I'm going to be changing it to we're going to go North America, and then let's go with. We could go Tiger actually for up here. This is what I'm kind of hoping it's going to become, a bit more of a different theme in terms of how things develop here. So we're going to go align to surface. We're not doing position snap. We're going to go random rotation, and then we're going to start placing our rocks. In fact, no, I don't want align to surface on. And then we'll just start plonking these down so that they can all very much the same stuff. But I'm not going to be doing the more advanced stuff tonight. We're just going to try and get as much of the basics done as possible, because actually in the grizzly bear habitat that's above this over there, we're going to need to build a whole cave. And what I want to do is I want to build a cave from scratch, not using terrain, just using the rocks and stuff. And then what it's going to do is going to have like a viewing area in there. So the cave here, imagine it's going to be here. This cave is going to then have a kind of glass structure that adheres to the guest pathway. And what it's then going to mean is our staff will enter in this area here. And if you kind of imagine, this is just an open glass section, but it forms up a whole cave system. So the grizzlies will be able to sleep in there, and our guests will see them sleeping in there. And we're going to do a little smaller cave here that's going to be completely enclosed. So it's all going to be kind of sorted. Yeah, that's the kind of basics of how this whole thing's going to play out and how it's all going to look. But for now, I just want to focus on getting this lower section completed. And that's just going to involve us marking all of this out. Now, that interior staff section, of course, we haven't done anything with it, and we won't be doing anything further with it right now. That's for another episode. But I imagine it's going to be very similar to the mine stuff that I did in the Northlands builds. But I'm excited for grizzlies. I've not done anything for like with bears in the game either, and we've got like polar bears and all sorts. So I should have done one by now, but nope. I'm glad somebody's been doing Discord forever, because yeah, I have to admit I have not done enough to get that fully fleshed out and set up. So I will be hoping to get that sorted soon. If I can get ahead on the content and get like a week or two's worth of stuff done, and get it just queued up, I'll be able to focus on the outside of the channel stuff a little bit more. Right, so feel free to ignore this horrible looking stuff. Because it's obviously not going to look like this forever. I just want to get the basic kind of structure of this cliff edge all sorted out and put in place, because then I'm going to start working on the actual staff entrance to this. Now, we aren't going to have a backstage area for this first section, But the upstairs, I might do a little bit of a backstage one. Oh, well, that's good. Oh, great. That's really good to hear. Discord's great. Really, really good. Like, the connectivity it brings is fantastic. Like, the way that it can kind of bring communities and stuff together, I just think is really good. It's one of the best platforms. I remember when everyone used to use, like, TeamSpeak and stuff. Well, my only experience is with the new system, so I can't even imagine what it was like before the new system. Yeah, you're more of a pro than I am, Georgia. Right, so for this, we are going to be using my favourite pitched roof pieces, which are the corrugated iron roof pieces. So that's going to be the entrance, entrance to the new area. But we need some walls. And I think I would like to use something that is a little bit more new worldy. So let's have a look at... Oh, it's theme, isn't it? New world. Metalclad isn't going to suit this, but neither is the horizontal wooden plank. In fact, not a lot of this is going to suit, unfortunately. So even the vertical wood is a little bit too clean looking. I'm not looking for something like very clinical here. I need something a little bit more earthy. So I think it's probably going to be stone. Let's just change our material then to stone. Right. Stone, stone, stone. We could go European rustic, but I've already used that to death over in Old Town. We'll use the Twilight stuff. Why not? Yeah, the Twilight mason work. Yes, that's a good shout. Go with Twilight mason work, and then we'll add in the mason work door, and then the last one is the 4 meter extra bit. And then we are going to grab our corrugated iron roof. Like that. And these all actually need to be just scooched inside a little bit. And then we'll just rotate it around as well. Just something very simple, really. I don't want something too over the top for this, because I think a lot of it is going to be in the actual habitat itself. So we're going to put some eaves on now, just to give it a little bit more depth. And then go back to the Twilight sections. Twilight. And we'll put down some of these door planks, which we want to snap in position. Like that. Oh god, they're rotating randomly as well. Ha 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 ha. There, and then we'll bring these up a little bit. Oh wait, no. This isn't going to work. We don't want these. No. What I do want, though, is the smaller planks that we'll take all the way up to the top. And we're just going to try and make equidistant planks of wood just sticking out here, so that they almost look like roof rafters that are just sticking out. And actually what we can do, because we've got these very definitive brickwork patterns, we can actually use them as a guide. So if we go these ones, because that's the same brickwork pattern, and then there. Now we just need to add an extra one like here, and then there, and then there. Not too bad. Next, we're going to frame that door. And what I may also do is put some sort of decorative trim on here as well. Not these, because they're huge. These beams. These are nice. These are the ones that we've already used for the fence, so it makes sense to add these in. I'm framing it for murder of the chat. Oh. Georgia gets joke of the night so far. I challenge you all to top that. Dad jokes are the best, though. That was a classic dad joke, that one. How come this doesn't go all the way? Alright, okay, well, that kind of... you only have 10 seconds to get your jokes in, so... I think Georgia may have won this. I'll use this metal banding to kind of cover it all up. Oh, actually, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do it. I don't need to do it. I'm giving myself too much work here. So, now that that's kind of semi-finished, if I just turn off the rotations and we'll bring it in. As you can see, we're going to lose most of the structure. But... Yep. Time check, please. I think Georgia has won joke of the night. Right. That's actually surprisingly worked quite well. Now, I do need to change this into a null barrier. And that is done. And then we can kind of frame this a little bit more with the rocks and stuff. Like I said, these are not permanent fixtures at the moment. It was just to kind of give us a little bit of a guide for where we need to put things. Like up here, we are now going to need to pull these out a little bit so that they give us some structure on this side of things. And what I could actually do... I like where that is, but I would prefer it to stick out a little bit more so that the roof structure itself was actually in the habitat. So we'll adjust our barrier a little bit. If I just bring this forward to kind of where I want it to be, it's like there, really, so that it sticks out a little bit. No, it's even further forward, actually. I want it to basically stick out further than the rocks. So then we have to sink these rocks down a little bit further. So I'll have to grab the barrier again and just move the doorway here. Behave yourself, please. So if we move this forward a little bit. There. I think that's better. And then we'll path in. Okay, that's working fine, and so is that. No barrier back in, and then we can just sort out the rock work and stuff that's surrounding it. Now, our bears here actually do need some water. So they need some sort of water feature within this habitat. And I'd thought about giving them a little bit of a pool area here. But it kind of it's just how we're going to work out getting a structure built. But I do have an idea that is to just create like a little spa or something for them, so there's steps going up into the pool, and then we put a frame around it here so that they've got this kind of like a little, like what I did with the raccoons. So we'd make like a little natural pool for them to swim in. But it would have to start like here, and it would only be small. But I don't think they need a great deal of water, do they? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, they don't have any welfare requirement for them. They would like a lot more grass, though, so we'll sort all of that out later. And then we kind of need to start developing a little bit of a transition from the tiger rock up there and the tropical rock down here. I would also like it to not be raining anymore, so we're just going to have a quick look at what more we need to do to seal off the habitat itself. Because one of them definitely just ran through the rocks there. Well, it is looking better. They do have an escape up there, which we're going to want to get rid of. In fact, what we can do is if we just take our flatten the foundation tool here and just run it all the way along here, so that this kind of matches up with that, we can then make this our pool area. So let's bring in a new barrier. Now this one, we're just going to pull it all the way out to here. Same with that. Because I'm going to make up my brand new barrier like not part of the habitat. So it's literally just a little swimming pool for them. There we go. Right, now, time to put some glass in. Let me just grab a piece of wall. At least you've got some guests. The good type of guests, not the unwanted type. But that's a very good sign of spring, I think. That's the sign of spring I can get into, to be fair. Usually signs of spring where I live are middle-aged men taking their shirts off and sitting in a beer garden. I would not recommend that sign of spring. Right, so this is going to be our pool. And all we now need to do is give our... yeah. It happens all too often. Up north. It's like... oh, wow. He sounds like a character. Right, so now we have this pool area kind of marked out. We need to give our grizzlies access to it. And what we're going to need to do is just... this is going to have to be cut off. So we don't want our guests to be able to kind of use this as a viewing area. He does have a good name. I will say that. It is a good name for a cat. I would absolutely call my cat Ludwig if I could. If I had a cat. Do see a lot of cats now, though, at the moment. Where my girlfriend lives, everybody seems to have a cat there as well. So, yeah, quite a few of them when I'm walking down the street. And one of them is particularly vocal and is always, like, demanding cuddles. And then you kind of go over and give him a little bit of a stroke, and then he tries to follow you everywhere. And there have been times where I've kind of had to run because I worry that he's going to follow me to work or follow me down to the main road, which I really don't want him to do. Oh. I really like that. See? Cats bring people together. Said I wasn't doing rock work, but here I am. Doing rock work. How long till we play Terra Nil? I swear this is just so that we can get it mapped out. I'm not going to be doing anything too outrageous tonight in terms of the rocking and rolling. It is a little concerning, but it's one of my favorite things. Like you kind of walk. It's not even like it's a easy kind of route for me. It's almost out of the way because I need to go a totally different direction. But we just both have to go there to check and see if he's there because it just makes your day. So, yeah. If he didn't do the following thing afterwards, it would be fine. But thankfully, he'll follow you a little bit and then get bored. Or he'll follow you a little bit, and because it's quite a popular street, and he must be a very popular cat now, he will he'll just stop, and someone else will come along a few minutes later. So he'll be like, well, I'm not following you now, you're not giving me what I want. There's another guy just halfway up the street there. I'm just going to wait for him and get cuddles off him. Death, taxes, and rockwork. Very good. Very good. Right, okay, so we've kind of got the basic in here, and I need to basically now allow my bears to climb up here and get into the pool. So, let's have a quick look at habitat. And we will filter it by species and grizzly bear. There we go. Right. So they do have climbable platforms. So my plan is to just build a nice climbable platform for them that goes into the pool. Oh, that cat had it made. Absolutely made. It knew what it was doing as well. It clearly knew what it was doing. Right, so what I'm thinking is we'll run this up here, and then we just need to kind of find a way. What I want to do is I want to have a look at these climbing frames that Planet Zoo kind of give us. That is ridiculously huge. So is that. But I'm just kind of trying to get a sense of how they do it, because I'm seeing all of this sort of... It's just strange, isn't it? What they do for these climbing frames. I wonder if I can just do... I might just do this. I might put this in and then surround it with rocks and stuff. So if we can sink it down a little bit... It's almost like I'm giving the bears a diving board. But like these large animal climbing frames that they've put in, I think these could really work for us. That's not a bad one, actually. It's got some rocks that we can work around, and it seems like the platform's hopefully going to give enough to give our bears access to the water. And then there's like a couple more things for them to climb on there as well. Alright, that's what I'm going to go with. I mean, it does mean the habitat is decreasing in size as we develop further, but they've got plenty of space. So what I'm hoping I can do is just grab this climbable platform and the other assets that are stuck to it, and then just move it down to the ground. Oh, I still haven't seen the Edgar Allan Poe thing. I need to watch these Eurovision songs, actually, because I love Edgar Allan Poe, so I really need to I need to catch up on all the drama. Yeah, I've gotten lost. The chat's gotten away with me. I don't know where I am anymore. All I want to do is rock. I went into the rock trance. Right, okay, so that's kind of in place. We've got a basic idea of how it's looking. We at least have now put a climbing frame in there that, you know, it's just the stock Planet Zoo one that comes with the blueprints, but I think it works pretty well. They've now got like a huge platform though. But hopefully they're going to be able to dive in and have a little bit of a swim now, and then we can just tidy up the areas around it. Let's just have a look at what they've got for their traversable area. Good, good, good. Hey, it works. It works. Now, I just want to watch and see if any of them actually use it. They can climb in it, they can climb in there, and they can swim. Now, the worry is one of them can get out of here, which is actually an escape point. No. Stop it, man. Look at this. I'm just watching the bear now. What was I doing? That's how I sit after I've eaten my dinner. Right. Okay. Is our big guy going to go up there? No, he's having a sit down as well. We'll just pan back a little bit. Look at those paws. Come on. You're going to go for a swim, mate? Nope. Nope. I just want to see one of them go for a swim so that I'm kind of like, I've got confirmation that it works, but they're not going anywhere. Unless we need to put in like an enrichment item. I mean, oh, of course they don't generally swim. So, yeah. I think the bear is all of us, Pandy. Right, let me just have a quick look. See if I can get some sort of enrichment item there. Because they will eat fish, won't they? So we can have the underwater fish feeder box in here. So if I put this in, it probably needs to be deeper. That's not deep enough, is it? Yeah, well, that's okay. We can just drop the terrain down a little bit. We'll make it all a little bit deeper. Although I think I need to take the water out, which means I need to... Right, yeah. Right, okay. Taking out the water. Then we need to increase the size of the barriers again. Bring this all the way back up. Then sink down the terrain. And it just needs to be deep enough so that I can use that feeder, really. So I'm just going to have to keep putting the water back. That needs to be deeper, doesn't it? Oh no, it was that deep last time. Okay, that's good. Right, so we'll go back to our habitat. I think this might be deep enough now because it was about 4 meters deep before. Okay, right, that is now deep enough. Currently inaccessible, but we'll see what happens when we just readjust everything. Put all of this back in, down to the lower level there. And then obviously we're going to tidy all of that up and hide the barriers soon enough. Is that... Yeah, it was that deep before. Okay, right, now, hopefully, now that their only source of food is here, it is accessible. Okay. Now, when they get hungry, they're going to have to go for a swim to get their food. They can be quite difficult, Georgia. They've got to be at a certain depth for them to work, and then I have a lot of trouble hiding them. I try to cover them with rocks and stuff, and then they become inaccessible and things. Took me a while to get it working right, but once they are working, they're pretty good. Now, it's also stopped raining. Oh, we've got some guests. You have walked a very long way. Where are you looking? The bears aren't there. You're also defying gravity. That was odd. Right, okay, so next I guess we need to... Yeah, that's what I want to do now. I want to start working on kind of transitioning from the tropical rocks that we've got down here into our different types up here. So we're going to start peppering some of these in and just making sure that we have our random rotation on. Yeah, I have had quite a few issues with various feeders and stuff, and some of the like enrichment feeders as well I have problems with. Like they'll be used a couple of times, like you've said, Pandy, and then for some reason they just stop working altogether. Now, for this to work, we do need to have a little bit of synergy in between all of the rocks, so we're just gonna keep building it up. Come on. So you've gone on the climbing frame to do your business, and now you're not going to go for some food. Come on, man, I just want you to go for a swim. Come on, John. Yes, John, go for it. Go, mate, go. No? Okay. Look at that. Right, okay, fine, John. You do what you want to do, mate. I don't care. We're going to build you a cave now. So the cave I want to kind of be here. And it's just going to be small. Just remember... He made his opinion of walking uphill super clear. He definitely did. So our cave is going to be around about here. So we're going to have this be the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out the entire roof section. I also like animals with really common human names. Actually, you got a cat called Brian. Yeah, that's a very good name. My dad was called Brian, so I appreciate that. Indy, hello, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. How are you getting on with everything else? Pleased you finally had some time to come and catch up. It's good to hear. Good to see you. I think Brian's a great name for a cat. Yeah, honestly, you can see the work though. Like when in your finished product, you can really see the effort you put into it. And no, you don't need to promise anything. You can see the effort you put in. So I think it's worth it in the end. I've not actually watched the latest one, but I do want to watch it because I do want to pick up that game. But I think it's going to be a while before I do, so I'll probably have it spoiled for me, but I would rather watch your video summarizing the story of it and then play it myself. But the Dredge one was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. It was really good work. So, yeah, you can really see the effort you put in. It really shows. And it definitely does make for hilarious situations when people don't know it's a pet. Oh, it's fine, Indy, honestly. It's actually quite funny. My dog was called Rolo. But even though that is clearly not a human name, I still think I talked about him in a way that confused people into thinking he was my son or something. But that might be my own doing. Right, so what we're going to do in the cave here, we're going to start putting in a few more tropical rocks so that we've got that little bit of variation in the styles and colours to kind of guide us into this new biome. And I don't normally like doing this, but I just feel like we need it to bulk things out a little bit. And there's enough of a contrast between the colours of both of these rocks to kind of make it worthwhile, I think. My God. Ah, okay. Well, there we go. So that's good to know. I would really hope that people did not think Frisky was a human name. Although, who knows? Who knows the names that some people call their humans now? Although my dog, he came from Romania, so he had a totally different name in Romania, which really doesn't translate well in the UK, so it had to be changed. Yeah, his Romanian passport, the passport that he had when he came to the UK, has something totally different on, and it's hilarious because if I shouted what he was originally called in the street, I don't think I'd be here to create content and stream. I think I'd probably be in prison. Yeah, people are getting very creative with the naming, and I blame I blame like Chris Martin and Gwyneth Paltrow for it, calling their child like Apple, and then it suddenly there was this thing where people like for like a decade were just calling their kids really odd names. You need to know, right? Okay, hang on. I'm sure I've got his passport somewhere. He just. All right. Right, I found it. I found his documentation. Um, right, okay. There's no photo on his passport. Right, okay, I don't know if that's going to focus well enough, but if you can see, his name was Nosh. Now, Nosh might mean something totally different where you guys are from, even within the UK, but up here, it's you know, Nosh can mean food. Let's go and get some Nosh, but it can also mean something rather sexual. So I can't be running around a street screaming the word Nosh. Yes, indeed. See, for a very long time, that's exactly what it was. But yeah, yeah. I mean, for one, you can't really call it Nosh in the food sense either. You can't call a dog Nosh for multiple reasons. The food and the the sexual sense. So he needed to be renamed Rolo, and yeah, that's because I would be, yeah, I can't be running around the street calling a dog that. But yeah, he was a very good dog. He was more like one of these bears than a dog, actually. Would not climb, didn't fancy stairs, and would rather just be picked up and cuddled and then carried to his food, which I don't think we can do with these bears, so they better go diving for the fish soon. I think this might be enough of a space for our cave, for our bears anyway. Like I said, we're only having two. The cubs we're going to probably put into the trade center and keep them in there for a little bit until they are a little bit more grown up. Once they're about to reach maturity, we're then going to start kind of moving them across into the other habitats. So if we have a high-rated male bear from this habitat, we'll breed them with the female bear from the other habitat. Yeah, exactly, Pandy. That's exactly what it would be like, you know. And we used to refer to this as food, but now it means something totally different, and it's not. Look at them straight in the cave. No, you didn't. You didn't. Are you gonna go to the cave, or let's just have a quick check of the terrain? They have a lot less space than they used to now, but oh. That's good, Georgia, honestly. It's sad that Brian the cat is now deaf, but that he's loved so much that he gets just carried to the food bowl. Yeah, that's the best. I used to just bring the food bowl to Rolo because he was heavier than he looked. Right, are you two going to go... They're going for a swim together. Isn't that nice? Oh. Are they, though? Come on, man. Oh. 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 She's just clipped right through him. Right. Now. Come on. You can do this. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Just dive in. Come on. No. Okay, right, John. It's you. This is your time, mate. The fish are there. They're waiting. I'm not quite sure they know how to interact with this. That's the problem. Hey. Come on, John. Jump in, mate. No, it's changed his mind. Right, Maya. It's on you. Right, okay. We're going to be here all night. John has given up. They have just, yeah, they're not bothered at all. Right, so we have the basis of a cave system going on here. It looks pretty good. They've got somewhere to sleep now. They've got this little habitat here. We need to now decorate this with foliage. They need a lot more. Now, the problem we have here is some of our bushes and stuff from the other area, we just need to remove them. And then we are going to see what John likes. We want to go with like Tiger and North America, I think. And then we just need to put in some nice coverage. Yeah, John has given up. He's gone to bed. He's actually sitting with his back turned to us because he's so disappointed in us. Right, we've got a lot that we can play around with in here though, which is really nice. I really like these bristlecone pine trees, but look at the damn size of them. Even the branches are weird. But we can make use of campion moss. We can use the buffalo grasses. We can get loads of stuff in here. I want to put in some nice spruce trees and the red cedars because they look amazing and I'm very excited for this. There's lots of stuff here that we have not used yet that I'm really looking forward to using. We'll get rid of that tropical feature. We don't need that. Yellow cedars will probably be our first ones to go in. So to begin with, we're going to start with the buffalo grass. Yeah, everything that's big, I really like. There's so many big items that look really cool. And even for things like the trees, it would be really nice to be able to make little pots with those. You know when you get like the birch saplings and stuff? Even they're big. It would be nice to be able to have them and shrink them down and put them in a little pot. I think that would be really cool. And then you could make your little farm shops and stuff, which would be really nice. But yeah, that is one of the reasons why I am really enjoying playing around in Prehistoric Kingdom again, just to have that tool. Right, now we need to just get in a little bit of heavy soil just around here and some rock. Just to give a little bit of a barrier in between going into this area so that it merges a little better. But the bears need a lot of long grass. So this entire area here is going to have to be big, long grass. Oh wait, no, it's not long grass. It's short grass. That makes me feel so much better. Because I really don't like the long grass. They still have 32% coverage. I think it is too late for them to add that. I don't think it's ever going to happen, unfortunately. As much as I would really like to see it happen, I just can't see them adding it. However, what I can see happening is once the game's support ends, all of that modding community bringing out potentially a scalable tool, but I think it'll be more likely that we get a... they'll go into those models and they'll make small versions of the stuff we've already got. And then they'll just release them as a pack. I think that's probably what the best we can hope for. Apparently I've got long grass somewhere else here, but I can't see it anywhere. There we go. Right, we got rid of all of the long grass. Now we need to get rid of all of the short grass that I've just put in. So we've at least got a little bit more to play around with here. So we can start bringing in the soil. And just have it all the way around the outskirt here. Then we'll get some rough rock in. We're going to reduce the percentage down to about 70. And then we're just going to start getting that nice little bit of interference in there. Just lightly merging those textures together. A bit further in, we could do with some more soil, so we're going to get the heavy soil coming in here, just merging with the short grass. And then we'll bring the rock up a little bit further at the back into their cave itself, which should just all be rock, and then this should eventually filter out the remaining short grass. There we go. Right, that's that. There's a fox outside your window shouting. Wow. I'm quite jealous. I just have drunks outside my window shouting. Right. Yes. John has decided it's time for a swim. I mean, he doesn't look happy about it, but at least he's doing it. Well done, John. Well done, big man. You've earned this fish. I promise I'll make the pool look a bit better. But look at him, man. These might be my new favourite animals in the game, actually. He did look mortified. He's like, I can't believe you've done this. How dare you? We need to get a keeper in here ASAP, though. And that's actually my fault because I haven't set up the work zone. So let's quickly do that. We actually need a new work zone and we need some new staff for in here. So our brand new work zone is going to cover here. It's also going to cover all of the staff buildings and stuff in here as well. And the smaller habitat further up there. And we're going to name this one Mountains. Mountain A. Real original there, Lee. Well done. He's starting to enjoy it. And then we are going to have to hire some new staff. So I'm just going to bring in, for now, we'll bring in one single caretaker. We'll bring in one keeper. Now, the bears are going to be expensive. So we need to be aware of that. And we're going to bring in... That's our 3 new staff to begin with. Now, as I mentioned before, last stream, or whenever we last played, I have removed all of my previous staff and we've brought in new staff. They all now need to be trained up, so I'm a little behind on that. Which is what the whole point of the Friday stream is, to just tidy everything up here. Because I feel like it's been a long time and we need to sort out this place. It's getting a little bit out of control in terms of what hasn't been done and what needs to be done. So that's the whole reason we're doing that extra stream on Friday. It's also the stream before my birthday. It will be my birthday on the Saturday. Oh, I need a mechanic in here as well. Yeah, my birthday's the day after that stream. So if I end up streaming until like 12, you can all say happy birthday to me and just be really nice. Right, we need to give him a work zone. There we go. And I also actually need to put in a water treatment. There we go. Right, the water treatment is in. I might wear a party hat, actually. Yeah, if I can get a party hat, I'll wear one. Right, we've got to keep her on the way to hopefully clean this up. They can access it, can't they? Yes. Here we go, with some meat that they're just going to dump on the floor because... Oh, a week apart, Georgia. I don't have a party hat. I'll have to get one, won't I? Right. There we go. Food has been dispensed. We have all of that stuff sorted. And yeah, we're starting to look good. Right, we've got about 25 minutes left before we launch Terra Nil. So it's foliage time now. That was my next step. And now that our bears have proven to me that they can swim, I can actually start doing the foliage. Right. Obviously, I'm not going to do any on the rocks because we need to finish all of that off, but we're going to put down a couple of spruce trees. Now, thing is, what I'm going to need to do is get as much grass and stuff put on the edges of these to really kind of... What we want to do is we want to try and make it look like there's grass growing on top of this rock work here, so that it no longer resembles a rock. It's got to resemble mud, basically. That's what we're looking to create here. So if we take our buffalo grass and just sink it down a little bit, we should then start getting random rotations on it, and we can just get a nice thick coverage going down onto it. And then we could even put in some campion moss just to add a little bit of extra texture to it and really hide most of the rock work. Then we'll be able to put trees on top of this, and it looks more like a natural environment for a tree to grow on, rather than just having the tree sticking out of the rock directly. So if we just have quite a bit of campion moss here, and we can use different types of moss. There's also the mossy rocks that we can just put down. But I really like the little pink flowers here from the campion moss. I think they have a nice little extra feature. And then we'll add buffalo grass to the top of it. And again, just hiding the rocks as much as possible. And then, of course, the grass can kind of filter out. So we're just getting little tufts of it in the mud. Because what it then means is we can then add in our black spruce tree right here. If it's going to play ball, that one. And it actually now looks like it's growing out of something that it should be growing out of, rather than just sticking up out of a rock. And then we can even put in some of these little alpine phacelias. And a couple of dwarf cornels as well, just for a bit more colour variation in our foliage. And then we've also got the manzanita bushes here, which I think really look cool. We can put them kind of right in the middle, or what we can do is we can just grab one of the thicker manzanita bushes. We can drop this all the way down into the ground here, and then we get little bushes and stuff sticking out, which kind of makes up for the fact that we've had to remove bushes from this area already because they weren't fitting in with the foliage. We've also got the white sage bush, which I think looks amazing. So that can go in, and that is probably the equivalent of using Scaviola. It's just the alpine version of it, because you can see the texture that it gives and the extra dimension that it adds on is really nice, and it's a really nice colour as well. I think it looks really cool. But what we want to do is we want to try and merge this with the Scaviola down on the bottom there. I'll try, Pandy. This doesn't translate well to real life, though. I can't keep plants alive to... Even like if my life depended on it, I'd kill the plant, and consequentially, I'd have to kill myself. Right then, so let's get some more campion moss going in, just filtering all the way along the rocks that are at the top here. And again, this will help us get that nice bit of variation as we want to transition, like I've already said, from the tropical rocks to the temperate and taiga rocks. Because it's quite a quick biome shift, really. We're going from traditionally quite heated and humid areas now to something that's a little bit more arid and cold. So it's quite a difficult transition to pull off. But having things like the dry buffalo grass and the parched buffalo grass really helps, because it means you can put these like on the tops of these rocks here, and you've kind of got little tufts that are not working out quite well, like they need water or the environment change isn't working. And then they go into the lusher, more appropriate grasses that work really well for this biome. And then you just always stick in a couple of like pops of the dry grass as well. Now what I will have to go back and check is that my spectacled caiman now aren't being upset by the new stuff that's coming into this area. So it's a very difficult balance to strike, having these two biomes that are now kind of crossing each other. Now, a giant red cedar is not going to work. It's way too big for now. Ponderosa pines, though, might be a good shout, but I also have the yellow cedars that I'd like to put in because they're really nice. Again, the leaf textures on them are fantastic. And you can see there's a big gap that I'm going to need to fill. So if we can get that white sage bush back in, or even just pop down a couple of Labrador teas, they will actually cover up the imperfection there. Another thing we can do is actually use the crowberry bushes, because again, they offer a nice little difference in textures too. Caribou moss is something that I used to use all the time, but I've actually come to really dislike it as a texture. I don't think it works very well anymore, unless you have certain thicker textures and mix them in with rocks. That's probably the only way I would use them now. But since we've had like the white sage bush and everything coming in, I think they do the job a lot better than using the likes of the caribou mosses and stuff. Let's have some twin flower in here as well. They look really cool. Again, just different variations, different styles of foliage, just to really bring this to life. And then we can drop a ponderosa pine in, just one of the small ones. I'll pull this one down a little bit because they are pretty tall, but having it on top of this little outcrop here makes it look really nice. And then we put this manzanita in at the bottom just to surround it with a bit of brushwork and foliage. And then lady ferns. I'm really not as good with plants in real life, honestly, Journey. It's all come from this. But that being said, I've learned a lot about plants in this, and kind of I could now make assumptions on how you would look after certain things and what would be needed to make them survive. But I'm not good. If there's a way to kill a plant, I will find it. Like you. I think if I was in the desert and I walked past a cactus, it would wilt and die as I walk past. I'm that bad. So, just, yeah, don't let me go near plants in real life. I swear, as well, my girlfriend's got some really nice houseplants, and before we met, they were really going well, and I don't know what's happened. I think me being around plants just kills them. Yep. See, yeah, I've done it. I remember getting a cactus as like a gift. It was actually like, you know, when you go to weddings and they give you like favors at a wedding. That's what they call them here in the UK. I don't know if they call it anything different in any other countries, but basically what you will do is you'll get like a little gift when you go there. And traditionally in the UK it was sugared almonds, so everyone who went to a wedding would get like a little table dressing or whatever, and the table dressing would have your name on it. It's where you were sitting for your dinner, and you'd get a bag of sugared almonds. That was the traditional wedding thing. And then it kind of evolved, and as weddings got a little bit more different and stuff, like, I mean, the way that weddings are now is that there's not very many traditionalist weddings in the UK anymore. Everyone's kind of doing things a little bit cheaper and stuff. But like, they will buy people like a scratch card or something. But I was given a little cup with my name on it and a cactus in it, and I killed it. I was gutted. Oh, the saddest death in Planet Zoo that I experienced was probably the first death I had in franchise mode, and it was It was my warthog, my first ever warthog. She was like the one that kind of brought me my first kind of conservation points. And yeah, that was probably the saddest one because it was the first. And I didn't know this, but one of the, they randomly put in names. I've never really named an animal. When I built the badger's habitat in this, the first badger that was born in this zoo was called Rolo, which was the name of my dog. And yeah, when he passed away, that was probably the saddest. When Rolo passed away, it was pretty sad, but also when the badger passed away, that was pretty sad as well. But yeah, I try more to rehome the animals in Planet Zoo now, rather than letting them die in situ. But sometimes it can't be helped when you're juggling multiple habitats and stuff. Pandy, I mean, that's good, really. Like, things with flowers, I guess you would want to be good at growing vegetables and looking after them. I've grown like potatoes and carrots and stuff. Root vegetables in the UK grow really well, but I can't really grow anything else. I did grow some nice potatoes. I've grown rocket before, and I did grow some bird's eye chilies once that my dad sent me. It is a grizzly bear habitat. We're going to be continuing it for about another 10 minutes, and then we're going to be playing some Terra Nil to close out the stream. But yes, this is grizzly bears. They're up there somewhere, or swimming and diving for fish. And I'm just kind of trying to get the foliage done. Normally, if this is your first stream, welcome to the stream. Normally I do so much rock work on stream it gets very boring, so I'm trying to actively avoid doing the rocks and stuff at the moment, which is why it looks an absolute mess. So trying to do a little bit more foliage today rather than going straight into the rocks. That's why we're kind of doing this and lots of other things happening. I'm glad you don't think I'm boring, Journey, but the rock work on the other hand. But as has already been said, the certainties in life are maybe we should play Death and Taxes. Has anyone played Death and Taxes? It's a good game. Seen a bit of it. Should maybe play that at some point. I'm taking on too much in these streams. I'll tell you what we haven't played in a while. Farthest Frontier. It's been a long time since we checked on that, isn't it? So Death and Taxes is like another kind of management game where you essentially you are the Grim Reaper's assistant or something, aren't you? Ah, Georgia's played it. Georgia can explain it. But it looked really good, and I'd quite like to try it at some point. But yes, we'll have to revisit Farthest Frontier and do a little bit more development on that. I've yet to do like the first 25-year roundup, basically, because you know that was like 6 hours of streams, I think. So to kind of condense it all down and do a little roundup can take me a long time. And because I've now kind of started picking up Prehistoric Kingdom and stuff again, everything's kind of... And with the streams as well, I wonder if maybe I should just leave that and not do a roundup of Farthest Frontier and just enjoy it out for what it is on stream, and we can just see how demanding our villagers get. But oh, Alice, hello. Oh, thank you. I'm really pleased to hear that. Really pleased. I like that people think that, because to me, I'm just slapping things onto stuff and hoping that it works. But if I was to give people advice in how to play Planet Zoo, just do that. Like, honestly, half of what I build, I'm like, I don't know how this is going to turn out, and half of the time it doesn't turn out well. Like, these streams, you're very lucky because it's kind of come out really nicely, but there are times when it really doesn't work, and times when... This is why I condense everything into a speed build. Yeah, that's all I do. I just chuck it in and hope for the best. Like, your best things for it, really, if you're doing foliage and things, is you just grab your animal here. John's hungry. He's going to dive for some fish soon. We know that they need loads of coverage, so this is great. Then, all I would do is, here... We want North America. We want tiger biomes. I'm going to give you a basic crash course on how I do my foliage. It's really simple. First thing, for example, over here, we know we've got a little bit here where we've got rocks blending in with stuff. So, let's take the rock, for example. The Dwayne Johnson over here. What I'll do is, I'll just grab this. We'll do a little swatch. We grab that. Right, great. Now we're on nature. I know Caribou Campion Moss here is a really good fit. So let's put some campion moss on here and sink it in a little bit so that a bit of the texture goes through. I do have 2 screens, yes. And then we'll add in another bit of campion moss here, and then we'll get some buffalo grass on. Now, the buffalo grass is really cool because you can sink that in and it still looks like it's part of it. But because this textured rock has a little bit more of a little bit of a difficult texture to deal with, we'll split it. We'll just do 2 medium pieces of buffalo grass here. Then we'll put one there, we'll put one here, and another one here. And then to kind of match that up, we'll grab the small parched buffalo grass and we'll just put a couple of bits of that in as well. Now what you can do, if it makes it easier, if you grab, say, this patch of buffalo grass, then go to your duplicate and advanced move, then bring this out, get it into position, go back into your nature tab, and then let's say we want to replace it with something. We want to replace it with the cowberry bush. You click that and it gives you a cowberry bush at the same location where your grass has just been. Then sink that down so we've got little bits of the berries picking out. My screens, thanks, bye. My screens did cost a fair bit. I had 3 and one of them died. So we've got these basic layers here now. And it's just a nice little mix of foliage. It's different colours, it's different textures. Then what we want to do is we want to start giving it a little bit more depth. So, as it's a very quick one, we're then going to put in, we want a flowering plant now. So because we're dealing with taiga biomes, we've got this, the Alpine Phacelia is a really good one because you've got a really nice texture and a pop of colour. It's really a bit of like a triple threat here. So what we'll do is we'll put that in, we'll sink it down a little bit, but then we'll bring it all the way back up. And we're filling in here these little gaps in the stonework. So we put one of those in, and then let's find something else. The dwarf cornel. We put a medium-sized dwarf cornel in here. And what you can do is don't take a line of surface off, so you've got a nice little flat plane to go on here, and then sink this into where your buffalo grass is. Sink it down a little bit more than you need to, but don't let that rock come through. Then you'll get these nice little wisps of the different grasses poking through, and you've got that lovely flowering dwarf cornel there as well. And then let's go with some ferns, because these leafy greens are what's going to really finish it all off, because they're going to cover up the bulk of the rock that's been left here by what we've just done. So we get that in, and then move it a little bit, just a tiny bit. And make sure when you're doing this, you have your random rotation on. Not random rotation all, just random rotation. That means they're going to randomly rotate every time you place it. And that allows you to just get a really nice thick coverage without having to rotate them yourself. All you need to do is move them into position. Sink the last one down a little bit so that it's kind of fading out into the rock. And then let's put a little tree in just to finish it all off. I'll get a ponderosa pine here. We'll bring that in and we'll put it right there. So it's surrounded by the caribou moss, campion moss. Sink it down. We'll sink it down a little bit. This one doesn't actually work. Let's go with a quaking aspen. Just a short one. To there. So then we've just made this little piece here on the rock, and it's just full of detail, full of colour, and what? I don't know what the time on that was, about 5 minutes. It's just playing. That's what it's all about. And then what you could do is you could then just kind of grab this entire swatch here. You could then merge that into a group. And then you would just kind of move it into position, sink it down a little bit. And then if you wanted to, you could duplicate this. And then rotate it round. And then what we're going to do is we're going to edit the group. And we're just going to take the tree out. And then we'll duplicate this bit. And give it a slight rotation again. And then we could go back into this and edit this group. And then we'll just delete like a couple of the plants from here so that you've got a little bit less symmetry. And then if you wanted to, you could just go back into your nature, find a different tree like this black spruce. We'll take the larger one here, drop that down. And there you go. You've just made 3 bits of foliage from one just by duplicating and changing a few things. Now, I'm going to show you something that I was working on a very long time ago that I never got around to finishing because it was very time consuming. And we're almost finished with Planet Zoo now anyway, so I'm probably not going to get more built, but I think this is really cool. And if you guys like it, I'll maybe, rather than doing habitat builds on stream, we could do this on stream, and then I'll put them all on the workshop for you guys. So what I wanted to do, you may have seen the mini-sode on this, but basically what I wanted to do a long time ago was create... So those of you who've played Jurassic World Evolution or Prehistoric Kingdom, you will know that their foliage is done a little bit differently. It's done very much like the terrain brushes in Planet Zoo, where you just get a nice swatch of randomized scenery that you will paint on your habitat, which is really good. It takes a lot, it saves so much time. So what I decided to do was start creating my own blueprints that were essentially these foliage swatches. And what I did was, I basically took, the aim was, we take a biome and we do a basic foliage swatch for every country or every continent that's present in that biome. So, for example, I started with tundra because it was the easiest one to do. So let's just take our tundra swatch here. So this is the tundra bit. Now, it looks weird at first, but what you would do is you would import this blueprint, then you would put it where you want to put it. You'd hit X, which brings up your advanced move tool, and you can see right here, you have these purple blocks. Now you need to hide them. So what we'd do is, we'd sink this down until it's hidden. Like that. And then, if you so wish, you would then edit this blueprint, and then this yellow bit, you could delete that yourself. Or, what you want to do here in this bit, and this is the important bit, you go to the cylinder itself, you duplicate an advanced move, you go to your nature, you find a tree that you want to put in. They're not on the workshop now, Georgia. I wasn't going to do it until I'd finished them all. Then you put the black spruce tree in, right? That's now in. And then you just find the this is where it might get a little bit difficult to select. Because all of this is... hang on. If I just lift that up a touch, then I grab my yellow cylinder, take that out, then put it back in. We then have this all done and ready to go. Then what you would then do is you just duplicate and advance move the whole section. And you can rotate it. Yeah, Georgia, I certainly can. I will pop my Steam Workshop on the Discord. And maybe I'll upload all of these to the workshop anyway. So then you would just delete these bits that you don't need. And then if I just get my terrain paintbrush and just get rid of the stuff that I don't need here. So what you've actually got here is... Hello, Nikki! So now what we've got is this little scene that is kind of like a brush. And it's just really simple for creating little set pieces and stuff. And this would be compatible with any animals that are tundra and Asia. And of course, I then went and did a European version, and we would do the same with this, just sink it in. And the same with North America. Everything just gets sunk in. You've all got these little brushes, and that's just how they work. And then a South and Central America. Really simple. And then all I would do is just grab this whenever I wanted it. I'd duplicate it. Slap a little bit of a rotation on it, and it just continues, and they all fit into each other quite seamlessly. And then if you have any of these bits that are sticking out, it's easy enough because they're in such a bright colour. You would just go up to it, find what you don't need to see anymore, delete that, take it all out. And then all you would need to do now to finish it all off is just put in a bit of soil to adjust your terrain a touch, and then it's done. And you have this instant scene that you can use to line your habitats with, or put in like little planters and things. And I wanted to do this for every... Oh, you're making me blush, honestly, you lot. Terrible people. Thank you so much. I mean, it did take a long time to do these, and I started simple because the tundra biome does not have a lot of foliage. So doing a tundra section for this was really easy. I imagine moving on and doing something a little bit more like biome specific would be a lot more time consuming. But I would be more than happy to do that if that's something that you would like, you know, so that you can just grab a blueprint and put it in to decorate stuff with. I would love to do that. You know, like, as much as I really like to do these elaborate builds and stuff and create things, I would like to start contributing and giving back to the community, so to speak. So what I'll do then is you're going to watch me do this now. We'll upload this to the Steam Workshop. Give me 1 second. I will link my Steam Workshop in the chat in a second. I just need to make sure I'm titling these correctly. Because... Right, what was this one? Where am I looking here? Blueprints. There we go. Right, we'll try this again. Tundra Foliage Asia. Upload to Steam Workshop. Okay, I think that describes it well enough. So we're going to create that, and that is now being uploaded to the Steam Workshop. And then I'm going to upload the rest of them for you. So actually, you can now see... Right, yes, it's awaiting analysis. Let me just have a quick... I should now be able to just grab this a second. If I go to my... You're all getting to see my Steam account now. Oh my god, that is incredible. Wow. There's some great stuff on the workshop. I don't really play around with it, so... Right. Oh, there's some nice new stuff there. Little clutter packs. Okay, right. Let me, how do I do this again? How do I just show my link to people? I'm not very good at this, am I? But yes, you can see the backbone exhibits there, and the horse jumps for the Schwalski's horses are there as well. Oh, hang on. Does that do it? If I just... See you later, Indy. Right, let me quickly... Oh, God, we've gone out everywhere now. Let me... Ba 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 ba. Ah, you found me. Right, I should be able to now just drop it in the chat here. If it allows me to actually log into the live chat. But yes, if any of you are seeing this, you feel free to add me as a friend on Steam or something. It's not a problem. And you should then get notifications of when I actually do stuff. That might work. That might work. Or it may take you to your own Steam Workshop profile. Right, let's get back on with uploading these blueprints, and then we're going to play some Terra Nil to wind down and chill out, because we finished the first part of the game last time, and we've now unlocked a load more levels. Well, actually, Nikki, that ramp is part of the base game. I don't know what happened there. Something's going wrong. Oh, good. I'm glad it works. My game's freaking out a little bit. That's Pema. Yes, Pema is a definite grumpy cat. Pema is one of my... she's in my ESO guild. Ah, right. Well, there you go. You've got it. Yeah, Nikki, it's actually in the exhibit climbable. In your habitat tab, you will find it. So I have extended the ramp a little bit and added more rocks to it. So it doesn't look exactly like that. But, hey, everyone, Georgia just added me to her friends list. If I can find the original... That's the original, so that's what it looks like. And I just extended the ramp and added a few more... and added some rocks just to frame it a little better. But I'm going to finish uploading these blueprints now. So let's get these shared. New workshop item. Tundra. Foliage. What was this one? I can't remember what this was. Europe. Was it Europe? You're going to have to really help me out here. This is why I've not done any of these. Oh, bugger. Right, let me just grab this, because I need to get the description back. This has gone terribly. You see, what's quite frustrating is I'd done a description for this, and because I hadn't uploaded them to the Steam Workshop, I've had to write a brand new one. I wonder if there's a way for me to just copy-paste that in. I think my game's just decided to break temporarily. All right, so yeah, there's some definite weirdness going on with uploading to the Steam Workshop for some strange reason. It does not seem to be computing very well. Yeah, my game is not having a good time with this. Let me just quickly go over. I'm just going to quickly grab what I've just uploaded so I can just see my. Yeah, I'm going to need to, aren't I? Right, let's quickly grab this description a second. Copy that. Back into here. Save zoo. Right, so I'm going to upload these now. You're going to see me do that. Right, it's saved now. It's okay. Anything else, it doesn't really matter. So, let's go to this. We have Tundra Foliage Europe. Remember that. Tundra Foliage Europe. Paste that in. Is that all it's going to paste in for me? Can I not just... Really? Copy, please. Like, Planet Zoo is... What is that? I am copying the whole thing. I'm going to need to bring this up on another screen so I can actually finish doing it, because if I don't do it right now, I'm going to forget and it's not going to get done. So, yeah. It's, Planet Zoo is not letting me copy my own work. I know. Right, luckily, when I stream, I have pretty much everything at my disposal to be able to do this. Actually, I just pasted my link in there, didn't I? Right, where is it? There it is. That should bring me up in my Steam community, which means I can just have a look. In fact, can anyone see that workshop item right now? It's probably still waiting for Steam to confirm it. So that actually hasn't worked at all. This is derailing very quickly. I just need to be able to access the stuff that I've uploaded so I can see it. Right, I've got it here. Right, here we go. I'm just going to type it. A Tundra. See, I like everything to be the same. If I'm going to do this, it's got to be done. And all of the descriptions need to be the same. Tundra foliage brush for use in European continent themed builds. Sink into ground and hide or remove all purple pieces. Replace yellow piece. 2 down. Right, now what I'm going to try and do is I'm just going to try and quickly copy this and see if it'll let me do it now. And then again, we'll go to this next one, which is North America. It's exactly the same. Do you know what I think is happening? It's adhering to the 128 character limit of the workshop title. It is. So it's only letting me paste 128 characters in there, despite the fact that that's an 8,000 character limit. That's why it's not working. Now, you might be wondering why there are some continents missing from this. It's because the other ones, they all share the same sort of stuff, so you can kind of bundle it into one. Now, I'll talk through a little bit more. It was mainly because I'll show you the thinking behind it. Right, anyway. Tundra foliage brush for use. No, it's okay. I got it. We're going to type it out now. That's another one done. And then the last one. Right, if I just have a quick look at my Steam Workshop now, they're my downloads, my blueprints. All that's left is the South and Central America. Europe, North America. Oh no, I've overwritten one, haven't I? Yeah, I have. I've overwritten the Asia one. Right. Although I wonder if I can actually just... I've got a better idea. I'm going to leave them as they are, but I'm actually going to delete them from the workshop. Because I think there's a way to... upload them directly from Planet Zoo instead. Like from your actual game file. And that might allow me to use the descriptions that I've already written for them, because that's what's frustrating about it. I typed out the descriptions for all of these as if I was just going to upload them straight away, but for some reason now Steam won't detect the fact that I've... Well, look who's here. Anna from the Shire. You all nice and cozy warm? Yeah? How's winter cooling off for you? We're going to play something a bit different now. I think I have lost my patience with Planet Zoo. So we're going to... we're just going to jump straight in, and I'm going to save and quit now, and we're going to go play some Terra Nil and hang out to finish it all off. So it's been good so far. We're going to do one more level of Terra Nil. For those of you who have not caught any of the Terra Nil streams, we have finished the game, but there's another 4 levels to do now, and they're basically variations on the levels that we've already played. Oh, I'm glad, Anna. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to have been part of your routines when it's late. Right, so apologies that I've taken down the stuff that I've just put on the workshop. I will get them back up. I'm going to put them on as soon as the stream ends. So, we're going to move into Terra Nil. Now, I don't normally show you my Steam desktop or anything. I just jump straight in it. But, yeah, here we go. Oh, Anna. There's far too much kindness going on here. Is this because when we finally start doing another Chaos stream, you're going to absolutely rip me to shreds? Very well, Anna, thank you. Are you all excited for the watch party tomorrow when we actually rerun all of the jump scares from... Oh, I'm glad you all think that. But I think I'd like to do a little bit more kind of tutorial-based stuff in the future, so I can actually show you guys how it's done and how easy it is. Because it's not difficult. It just takes a lot of patience. Yeah, Anna, you wouldn't have caught it because time zones and such. But we played Man of Medan on stream over the last like 3 weeks. And safe to say, it went very well. It was great. It was a lot of fun. And I mean, ask Pandy's phone case how well it went. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Pandy, because it's nice to see other people appreciating it and getting hyped about it. Right, okay, so let's go temperate. That's where it all started. So we are going to be doing Abandoned Quarry today. Ah, it burns. Yeah, a little quick bash through a foliage tutorial tonight, Anna, but I know a lot of people who don't really care for Planet Zoo and stuff, and I think it's totally fair enough. I think you've got to have a lot of patience and a lot of kind of like love for it and stuff. So I'm going to skip through this because we've already seen it. We know what we have to do here. It's just a totally new map. And this looks really cool, actually. All right, so what have we got? We've got the geothermal stuff, haven't we? So this is going to make lava, I think. Then we've got our water pumps and our turbines. Now, we can't place our turbines in some places because we need the rocks for it. I'm going to try and just put one here. I definitely think Planet Zoo is it's an acquired taste. You've got to like that sort of game or have played something like Zoo Tycoon before, and that's what's kind of gotten you into it and things. So yeah, I don't blame people when they say they don't like it. I just think they're soulless monsters. Right, so as you know, with this, we can now put in our water pump and create some nice waterfalls, which detoxifies the land. Now, our aim is to get at least a lot of greenery coverage. Now our seismic detonator should now... Right, this should explode. Yeah. And then that'll spew lava out. And this is how we can start making some more rocks. Right there. Which is then going to allow us to put in another wind turbine. Well, that's what we're doing it for. Well, you know, I'm glad, because it kind of is a design sim above all else. Like, I find I don't get a lot of time to manage the animals, which is why I've scheduled in that extra special stream on Friday, so that I can actually do some bloody management. Because I've not done some for quite a long time, and the zoo is a little bit neglected right now, if I'm being honest. Do we need desktop audio up? Can you guys hear the nice music and the little pops and stuff? Because we know that's what this is all about here. Yeah, Zoo Tycoon's why I bought it as well. And I did have Planet Coaster as well, which I still love and would like to kind of go back into it. Oh, well, that's nice, see? That's nice. I was really pleased with how the Spectacle Croc came out, actually. I was quite surprised, because having already done quite a few of the crocodiles and stuff, I thought, this might not go so well. I might get a bit bored of this one, having already done it. But, no, pretty pleased with how that one turned out. But I'm also really looking forward to kind of moving away and getting on with a different biome. I think it's needed now. We've been doing it quite a lot. So to kind of move into a different area and a different like scenery configuration and stuff, I think is definitely needed. And I'm glad you can hear it. And yes, I'm glad. See, it's quite nice that people show enough interest to kind of ask how it's all going. My girlfriend is like, she's not bothered about Planet Zoo, really. She's a gamer, but like God of War, all of that sort of stuff. You know, The Last of Us and stuff. But I did, you know, we played The Last of Us together over Christmas because I'd never played it before. And I loved it. And then obviously we've watched the TV series and stuff. But she doesn't really care about Planet Zoo. Yeah, big on story-rich games. But, you know, I like a good story-rich game as well, which is why we ended up playing Man of Medan, and I was absolutely terrified. And everybody had a lovely time watching me get jump-scared a lot. But, I like story-rich games as well. I like the choose-your-own-adventure type games as well, like The Walking Dead and stuff. I have a lot of fun playing them, and that's why I brought them to streams. Now, I'm going to try and make some more stone here. We're at 56% by the looks of things, so we've got a little bit of work to do. If I blow that up, is that going to reach? Are we going to be able to get the lava there? Oh, okay. It didn't work. That did. And we've kind of flooded that area there. I kind of want to flood it a bit more. There, that's nice. Lovely little waterfall area there. That's cool. Now, what do I need to get rain? 70% humidity. Now, we do have the little humidifiers, don't we? The cloud seeders. We should be able to put these That gives us a nice 7% boost. And if I can get another one somewhere else, that's a 3. 8. Ah, okay. Parkitect, yeah, Parkitect. I like indoor lands as well. I've been meaning to play that on the channel. Actually, we should do that on stream one night. Is play a bit of indoor lands. It's a bit like Parkitect, but it's all indoors, which gives me a massive nostalgia hit because where I live, we used to have the largest indoor theme park in Europe. It was called Metroland. It's long gone now, but a lot of my childhood was spent in Metroland. Oh, no, we can't do that. We need some points back. Oh, bye, Anna. Oh, okay. Well, So, next week we'll do Planet Zoo to begin with again, and then we'll do some indoor lands. Have a little play around in that. Oh, that's a lovely meadow. Right, ferns on riverbanks at 55% humidity. Rains. We need to get to 70% humidity because that's really going to help us. So if I just blow this up here, that should give us a little bit more stone. And then if we can put the cloud seeder in here. Oh, we need a turbine first, then a cloud seeder. We get ferns on the riverbanks now. This is looking real nice. Starting to get into it now. What we do need is, if we can we get further upstream here? We don't have any rocks. This doesn't actually create any rock though. We need... Yeah, we could do with something a bit further up here to make rocks. Right, okay, well, we'll just carry on. Well, okay, indoor lands it is next time. I think that'll be fun to dive into. I only played like the tutorial because I had considered actually doing a little bit of coverage on the channel anyway. In fact, if you remember one of the first polls I did about what we should play on stream, it was in that poll. I'm honestly, I'm the same at the moment. I do not have the money to be buying new games, but there's so many that I want to pick up. It's getting very difficult to resist. The third game in the Dark Pictures series was on sale and still is on sale, and I'm probably going to end up buying it so that I'm ready when we finish the next one. Right, okay. We have got the backbone of this ecosystem up and running, and we are now at level 2, which means we can create wetlands, beehives, the solar amplifier is there, the arboretum is there, and the research center is there. Now, if you remember, there are specific things that we can have in here and other ones that we can't in terms of what's going on here. Why can't I put these on these little bits? Why can I only do them on here? Oh, wetlands have got to be near water. You silly boy. But look at this. Some lovely wetlands there. That's fantastic. Right, okay, so beehives now. But we needed to torch the land, didn't we, to give us the ability to do that. So we're going to Go up here. No? Okay. I'm a little confused. I can't remember this. Yeah, we can't start any of these fires here. Right, okay, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? I want to get the rains back up and running. So, if we can find a way to just cloud seed again. I need to get over here, really. I can just about reach that. And what if I... Okay. I'm just gonna blow that up. Right. Now, can we... Alright. Right, let's just do this. Then we'll add one of these in here. Okay, that's good. Then, can we now pop a cloud seeder in there? It's not taking us up far enough to... I mean, Arcadia is struggling on my desktop right now, and it is a fairly beefy desktop, so... Yeah, I'm not holding out much hope for the future of Arcadia, which is why I'm definitely considering new zoos. But I would rather it be a zoo that I physically can't continue because my computer can't handle it than a zoo that I've gotten bored of. Because that'll be the first time that that has happened, where I've got to a point where I'm like, okay, we actually can't develop this any further. So that's the reason why we're stopping it. Right, we got rains, so that's going to purify the rest of the land. But not having a tree is making it difficult for me to attract bees to the beehives, which means we don't have any burnt building husks or anything here. I can't target anything to set it on fire. But let's enjoy the rains. This is all going to turn to rock. Oh, I know what I should have done. I should have blown up some of the other fissures. That would have given me the opportunity to put some more space in there. But we're going to get water lilies, we're going to get salmon. We've got plenty of wetlands, but we could do with creating some more. I guess that means we're probably going to have to... If we detonate here... And here... Then we'll put this down here. Add that in. And that gives us some more wetlands, takes up to 83%. Oh, I like Valheim. I don't own it, but I think it looks really good. I'd love to play that. I just need to double check. We can't use this solar amplifier on the wetlands, so there's literally nowhere valid for it. We don't have any burnt buildings. We can't set anything on fire. I've seen a lot of good bases in Valheim that I'd really like to kind of play around with, so it might be something that I kind of come back to. Oh, that Viking village builder does look good. I think it is Land of the Vikings. I'm really keen to play that. So that might be something that I do pick up at some point. Oh, that's a big jump to the humidity. That gives us water lilies. And can we fit another cloud seeder in somewhere else? I don't think so. So it it requires forest, right? I don't have any forest. I don't have a way to create forest because I need burnt buildings for this. I don't have anything that's going to create forests. Unless I, like, do I have to dry this out? Is this going to work? Can I now set that on fire? Ah, there we go. Alright. We got there in the end. Right, now we can put this in and start building our forest. That's what I wanted. Good, good, good. Now we get that in. And this smaller one. And I'll put another one in right there. Get our beehives in. Alright, now we've got Fynbos, we've got Forest. It's all starting to come together now. An earthquake would definitely have helped. So, that's good to know. I need to use these dehumidifiers to create the dry brush around these sections. And that will in turn allow me to do the controlled burns. Whee! Now let's get another windmill. I can't put one there. I can put one here, and that will hopefully then allow me to get just in range. Yes. So we're going to turn all of this area into forest now. or like a raid coming in Farthest Frontier just when you've filled your coffers with gold. Okay, we're definitely getting somewhere with this now. It's looking pretty good. We'll build a nice big forest there. And then another one here. And then we'll use this to continue expanding the biome. Yeah, right. 71% Fynbos. We need a little bit more wetland as well. Now, is that going to work? Yes. Okay, we got all the wetland we need. Now, my problem is, I've kind of overexerted myself over in this area. Luckily, we can get that in, and then hopefully that's going to allow us to do another solar generator. If we can fit it in just there, that's perfect. Now we'll activate the ability on there, and that should hopefully burn everything in this direction and give us a nice new forest biome, because we need that to create those Fynbos biomes. Took a while, but we've gotten there in the end. That's a bigger burn than I would have liked. That is a much bigger burn than I would have liked. Are you quite finished? Thank you. Yay! We did it, finally. So next up, we get to construct our airship and get ready to leave. There's not much going on over here, is there? But what I would like to do, actually, if we can place a monorail node here, and then another one, like... Can we make some rocks now? I don't know if we can. We need animals anyway. Let's put our airship down somewhere. Right in the middle of the wetlands. Get our recycling drone in, and then we can start putting in these silos. Oh, we can upgrade the drone as well, which means we then just put these beacons on, I think, and then our drone will fly on over. Yeah, that control burn was not controlled at all. But before we do any of that, we need to find some animals. So, the deer. We know they're going to be over here somewhere. There we go, we got some deer. And actually, we can put some more in. And some more. Nice big herd of deer going in. Frogs, we know where they're going to live. It's going to be down here. Here. Oh no, they need some fin boss as well. So probably around here. There we go, we got frogs. And same again over here, that's a nice area for them. And probably some more over here. Maybe just. Yeah. Right, now, brown bear. So they need to be high up on a hill, in range of forest and a beehive, because we know how much they like honey. There we go. Brown bear. We can probably get another one in there. Yes, more brown bears. And then the goose, they just like lots of open water. And some more here. Yeah. And then of course, beavers. Who like trees and water. We can put them up here. Probably one up here as well. Yep. Can we get some down here as well? Just over on this area. Or like here? No? Uncontrolled controlled burn was a happy accident. Oh, Anna. And then the timber wolves, they need to be near a forest and a source of prey, which are the deer. I'm going to need to put some more deer in down here. Yeah, that worked. And then we'll get our timber wolves in. Maybe I need more deer. There. There we go. Right now. Now we can put in timber wolves down here. No, maybe not. There. So our wolves are in the forest somewhere. Georgia already claimed best joke of the night, so you'll have to be a close second. Well, I don't know where the beavers are. But we got the wolves, we got all of our animals. I can't see the wolves in the forest. There's a bear there. Those deer are safe for now. But we are also... We need the salmon. We're going to need to get 90% humidity so we can bring salmon back. So, let's just quickly sort that out. There we go. We have salmon. Oof. Now we can start packing up and getting out of here. So, we're going to put that there. I'm going to put another one here. And we're going to start pulling everything into our silo. And then we put our beacons out. Oh. I'm just finding lots of extra little bits that I could have done to make my life a lot easier. Like little fissures and stuff that I could have detonated. Right, I think that's about all of the buildings dropped into their respective, like, recycles. So we should now be able to just beacon everything up. And then send out... Oh, the rock hopper, I forgot about that as well. We got all the animals. That's the important thing. And I think that's it. Oh, Anna. We were literally just talking about murdering plants as well. How dare she? Oh, I think I see a wolf. Yeah, there they are. There's the wolves. Jumping salmon. Can't see a beaver though. That bear's having some salmon though. Did we do it? Off we go. Yeah. There's a duck over here in the void. Look at that. Anyway, while we're... Void duck. Right, let's just take a moment to appreciate, because we're done. Void duck is the arch nemesis of Rufus Yeatus. Is Void duck. Oh my god, it's... Just let's all appreciate Void Duck for a moment, eh? Oh dear. Well, so it's like a puzzle game, Mickey. You yeah, so it's you're here in this wasteland and you are going in and restoring the natural environment. So you have a certain amount of points that you can spend, and you get points back for doing things that benefit the natural environment, and eventually you kind of, as you fulfill certain goals, you then unlock another tier, so it means you get more items to use, and then eventually the aim is to recycle everything that you've had and leave, so that all that's left is the new terraformed lush green space that you've created. But yeah, Void Duck was not meant to happen. Right, okay, that's me. That was a great stream. I had a lot of fun tonight. So thank you all for your time, and I'm looking forward to the next one. So next week, what we'll do is we'll do the usual. We'll do some Planet Zoo, and then after Planet Zoo, we will probably do a little bit of indoor lands. So you can see some indoor theme parky stuff. There he is again. The thunder and lightning makes it even more ominous. He's floating towards me. Get away. Right. Before Void Duck. It's Void Duck again. Right. I'm off. Good night, everyone. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.